Why do a small percentage of people build wealth while the majority struggle financially? Is it intelligence, luck, connections, timing? For decades, some of the most respected financial thinkers in the world have studied this question. And while they use different words, their conclusions are surprisingly similar. The gap between those who succeed financially and those who don't is not primarily about income, it's about behavior. It's about thinking. It's about discipline. It's about time. Today, we're breaking down what the most well-known financial experts say separates the financial 2% from the struggling 98%. Let's begin with a powerful idea. Most people are trained to earn money. Very few are trained to build wealth. According to Robert Kiyosaki, author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, the biggest difference between the wealthy and the average person is financial education. Kiyosaki explains that most people spend their lives working for money. They go to school, get a job, work hard, earn a paycheck, pay bills, and repeat the cycle for decades. The wealthy, on the other hand, focus on making money work for them. They buy assets. Assets are things that put money in your pocket. Businesses, rental properties, stocks, intellectual property, systems that generate income without requiring constant labor. The 98% often buy liabilities thinking they're assets. Bigger houses, expensive cars, lifestyle upgrades financed by debt. The 2% ask a different question. Will this purchase make me richer or poorer over time? That shift alone changes everything. Now, let's look at behavior. Dave Ramsey has built an entire career teaching that wealth is not about advanced math, it's about habits. He argues that personal finance is 80% behavior and only 20% knowledge. Most people know they shouldn't overspend. Most people know they shouldn't carry high-interest debt. Most people know they should invest. But knowing and doing are different. The 98% normalize debt, credit cards, car loans, financing everything. The 2% avoid consumer debt whenever possible. They live below their means. They create margin between income and expenses. They delay lifestyle upgrades. Discipline is boring, but boring builds wealth. Now, consider long-term thinking. Warren Buffett, one of the most successful investors in history, often repeats a simple idea. The stock market is a device for transferring money from the impatient to the patient. Warren Buffett didn't get rich overnight. He got rich through compounding. Compounding only works with time. The 98% want fast returns. They chase trends. They panic when markets fall. They jump from one strategy to another. The 2% think in decades. They understand that volatility is normal. They invest consistently. They let time do the heavy lifting. Patience is not exciting, but patience is profitable. Let's talk about psychology. Tony Robbins teaches that financial success is mostly emotional control. Fear keeps people from investing. Greed pushes people to chase bubbles. Ego encourages overspending. Comparison drives unnecessary lifestyle upgrades. The 2% control emotions during financial decisions. They invest when others panic. They stay rational when others get greedy. They focus on strategy instead of impulse. The 98% often operate from fear or comparison. They see others buying bigger homes and feel behind. They see markets drop and feel panic. They see hype and feel urgency. Wealth rewards emotional stability. Now, let's examine research. Thomas J. Stanley co-authored The Millionaire Next Door after studying real millionaires for years. What did he discover? Most millionaires don't look rich. They drive modest cars. They live in practical homes. They budget carefully. They prioritize saving and investing over impressing others. The 98% focus on looking wealthy.
The 2% focus on becoming wealthy. There is a massive difference between income and net worth. High income doesn't guarantee wealth. High savings and investment rates build wealth. Let's go deeper. Another major difference is ownership. The 2% aim to own productive assets. They own businesses, they own shares, they own systems. Ownership creates leverage. The 98% often trade time for money indefinitely. If they stop working, income stops. The 2% build structures where income continues without constant presence. That is financial independence. Now consider risk. Many people believe the wealthy are reckless risk takers, but most successful investors take calculated risks. They study, they analyze, they diversify. The 98% often avoid all risk out of fear or take emotional risks without preparation. The 2% understand that not investing is also a risk. Inflation quietly reduces purchasing power. Opportunities disappear over time. Risk managed wisely builds wealth. Risk avoided completely can destroy opportunity. Let's talk about learning. The financially successful never stop studying money. They read, they analyze, they review mistakes, they adapt strategies. The 98% often stop learning about money after school, but school rarely teaches investing, tax strategy, or asset allocation. Financial education is self-driven. Now think about gratification. Delayed gratification may be the single strongest predictor for financial success. The 2% sacrifice today for tomorrow. They invest instead of upgrading. They save instead of splurging. They think long-term instead of short-term pleasure. The 98% prioritize immediate comfort. Upgrades now, vacations now, luxury now. Short-term pleasure often delays long-term freedom. Let's examine environment. Successful people intentionally surround themselves with growth-minded individuals. They network with business owners. They discuss ideas. They analyze opportunities. The 98% often remain in environments where financial growth is not discussed seriously. Environment shapes belief. Belief shapes action. Action shapes outcome. Now consider accountability. The 2% take responsibility. If investments fail, they analyze and adjust. If income drops, they adapt and build. The 98% may blame the economy, employers, markets, or circumstances. While external factors matter, personal responsibility accelerates progress. Another major difference is ownership. The 2% aim to own productive assets. They own businesses, they own shares, they own systems. Ownership creates leverage. The 98% often trade time for money indefinitely. If they stop working, income stops. The 2% build structures where income continues without constant presence. That is financial independence. Let's summarize the patterns repeated by these experts. The financially successful think long-term, control emotions, live below their means, invest consistently, build assets, avoid unnecessary debt, continue learning, delay gratification, take calculated risks, prioritize ownership over consumption. The financially struggling think short-term, spend to impress, react emotionally, avoid investing, rely entirely on active income, upgrade lifestyle quickly, normalize debt, seek fast results. The difference is not dramatic in a single day. It becomes dramatic over years. Small, consistent habits compound just like investments do. Saving 20% instead of 5%, investing monthly instead of occasionally, reading about money regularly instead of rarely, choosing assets over liabilities. Over time, these decisions separate outcomes. There is no secret formula. There is no hidden shortcut. There is no mysterious 2% club. There are habits. There is discipline. There is patience. There is ownership. Financial success is less about brilliance and more about consistency. And perhaps the most powerful realization is this: the line between the 2% and the 98% is not fixed. It is behavioral. Anyone can cross it, but few choose the long road required. The question is not why only 2% succeed. The question is, which habits are you building today? Because the path is not hidden, it is simply unpopular. And in finance, unpopular discipline often creates extraordinary freedom.
The question is not why only 2% succeed. The question is, which habits are you building today? Because the path is not hidden, it is simply unpopular. And in finance, unpopular discipline often creates extraordinary freedom. The difference is not luck, it is time, behavior, and compounding decisions. The 2% are not special, they are consistent. And consistency over decades becomes wealth. Thanks for watching. If you want to learn how the 2% think, grow your wealth, and master money like the experts, hit subscribe and join us for more financial insights and strategies.